Swerve Strickland is right in what he said about Booker T. He's right in what he said about WWE. Those are his experiences. He's voicing them. And Booker T, being the company man that he is inserting himself and his reputation and his legacy to defend the WWE's history of racism, minstrel show antics. Like he's inserting himself to defend that. And my question for Booker T would be, what have you gotten out of that? Like nobody, no Triple H said it to your face. We watched Triple H say it to your face that they didn't respect any of your title runs in WCW. We also know that you're a commentator on NXT. You're not even on the main brands. So, and like I said, we also know we haven't seen a black superstar come from WWE in a decade plus now. You had a chance with Bobby Lashley, you fumbled it. After that, that's after you had Bobby the first time, and you let him go. He ended up going to TNA, doing some things in UFC or whatever. But he comes back around the same time Lesnar comes back. You don't give him that match. You don't, even though fans and were asking for it. You don't do that. You don't book him right, and now he's out of the WWE again. You put a title on Kofi Kingston. You put a world championship on Kofi Kingston as if he was Barack Obama and he was just that emotionally charged title run was supposed to wash away the decades of bad booking decisions you've done by black wrestlers. And now you look at the atmosphere of wrestlers and don't start saying, "Oh, Bianca's great and Obafemi and the Street Profits." They have no character. And I say that about Bianca. Bianca can be a star or whatever, but just like the rest of those women in that division, they barely have any character. That's why you don't really see a Tiffany Stratton. If Tiffany Stratton was in her character, which is a trash talking heel, a spoiled white girl that's a extreme trash talker, something that puts you in the mind of a Carmella. If she was in that mode for real, there be no she'd kill Charlotte on the mic. She wouldn't have got killed for weeks in mic segments, in brawl segments with Charlotte. But because character development matters so less in the WWE and even less in the women's division specifically, you can't sell to me, oh well, we got Bianca Belair and that's no. And Obafemi, did he really use Obafemi to say that like black athletes are excelling in WWE? And I would venture to ask, what's Obafemi's gimmick? What's his character overall? And after you answer that question, you tell me, do you see it getting him over to be a world champion in WWE? He's a big brute, okay? That's it. And my problem with Booker T and people like Booker T, we often see this, not only in wrestling, but as black people, we often see this. Now, some of you inside the wrestling world, black fans inside the wrestling world, you want to be close to white people, you want to be close to Asian people, you want to be friendly, you want to be accepted. So you won't speak on it, But in terms of rap, celebrity world, political world, we've seen these guys like Booker T that insert themselves on the behalf of the system as, hey, I made it. So anything they do is justified because I was a five time, five time, five time. You were nothing. And don't tell me I'm being disrespectful to Booker T. Booker T got his reputation off being a five-time in WCW. You did little to nothing in WWE, man. And I don't care nothing about none of them titles you got. They were all consolation prizes for the disrespect you had to take. And what Swerve is saying is every black wrestler shouldn't have to overcome a modicum of disrespect just to be a tag team champion, just to be an intercontinental champion, especially this day and age when you don't have any superstars. You have no superstars whatsoever. And people sit up here and talk about our truth is a clown. Okay? Whether he likes doing what he does or not is not the question. It's whether every black star or black athlete should be held to that as the standard. It would be similar to if you told every Italian they got to act like Santino Morella to get a gig in the WWE. That's essentially what our truth has been: Santino Morella, Hornswoggle, and a myriad of that wrapped up, joking, clowning. Nobody takes him serious on a championship level. Nobody takes him serious. So you can laugh about that. You can hee haw about his antics or whatever. You can find him funny. But when you're bringing him up in discussions of serious matters where we're talking about black superstars, black wrestlers, black character creation in wrestling, and you're saying, "Oh, our truth's a guy," you're being dumb, you're being disingenuous, and you're being racist. Some of you all hang on to, oh, oh, they're with the DEI and the woke. Look, all these buzzwords. I was a I was a conservative for real. So you can't just use buzzwords to to get out of an argument. You can't just use buzzwords to frame the argument one way. Because I would go on to tell you that the WWE is DEI, considering the fact if you look at EO, Bianca, and Rhea's triple threat match, what is that? That's diversity, equity, inclusion. You've got an Asian woman, a white woman, and a black woman in a triple threat match for the world title when it was initially supposed to be Bianca and Rhea. When it was initially supposed to be EO versus Bianca. However you want it, but they know EO can't hold her own in building up a feud for Mania like that. So they had to insert Rhea as because that's what people want to see. But because your need to insert the Asian woman, and now you've got a diverse triple threat match here. Yeah, that's DEI, buddy. Swerve Strickland talking about how the racial dynamics in the WWE play out amongst character development, who gets celebrated, who doesn't. That's not DEI. That's him voicing his opinion. That's him giving a real opinion. Woke, 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 woke. You all have a childlike mentality where you would celebrate someone like EO just throwing a temper tantrum on him, like not even saying anything substantive because she can't even speak English that good. but you're childlike and you're, oh yeah, yeah, eo, 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 eo.